Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss toxicology. As name suggests, toxicology. We are going to study toxic substances. So, toxicology is the study of poisons. Poisons are chemical or physical agents that may produce adverse responses in biological organisms, that is human being. So it could be from chemical side or it could be from physical side. So any substance can be toxic if introduced in a dose capable of disturbing the normal physiological homeostasis of the exposed body. See here, one thing is sure that while considering any drug, we used to call pharmacology when we have a desired dose with desired and certain undesired toxicity profile. But for any drug, when that specific dose limitation may be exceeded or increased amount of dose will be taken, that may same act as a poison, right? So any drug can act as a, or any chemical moiety could act as a drug or toxic substances. Mainly depends on the amount or the dose and the frequency of taken. Okay, Paracelsus, he was the father of toxicology. He determined specific chemicals are responsible for the toxicity of plants and animals. That is, they have even established dose-response relationship. So toxicology is the science of poisons that. So toxicology is science of the science of poisons that studies toxic substances with respect to their sources, from where exactly they are originated, their properties, how exactly it exerts its effect, that is mechanism of toxicity, their toxic effects, it may be desired or undesired, their detection profile, their clinical manifestations, and their management point of view. Okay, what are the sources of toxic substances? They may be derived from chemical sources. The commonest source, that is drugs and the corrosives. Next is plant sources, that is hashish, cocaine, or any of illicit agents or illicit drugs. Next one, animal sources, the least but more serious sources, that is venomous animals such as scorpions, spiders, snakes, and the wasp. Okay. Site of toxic action, where exactly they used to exert their effect. See, there are three basic sites. One could be local, next one remote, that is the systemic site, and third one, that is local and the remote site. Local or non-specific, because wherever the poison contacts the biological system, it starts its harmful effects. So it does not require specific site or receptor to elicit its effects, such as toxicity by acid or alkali. Here any of the specific portion which directly comes into contact with the corrosive portion, they may undergo damage. So that is the non-specific site of action. Second, that is remote or systemic, where the poisons affect a system far from its portal of entry. They may be entered from the gastrointestinal tract, they may enter from the respiratory tract, or through direct blood. In that cases, their site of action may be far away from their entry or the site of the entry. Third, it could have a local and the remote actions. The poison has the capacity of acting locally and systematically. Like oxalic acid is an example of these poisons. Next is types of toxicity studies. So these are the general types of toxicity which may undergo or which may comes under the toxicology. One could be single dose studies, that is acute toxicity studies, repeated dose toxicity, that is subacute or chronic studies. Next is local toxicity studies, allergenicity, hypersensitivity toxicological studies, genotoxicity studies, carcinogenicity, oncogenicity, even we can include mutagenicity too. Next, the types of studies. That is first, that is acute toxicity. See, as name refers, acute. So that on the basis we can understand that acute that may be for a shorter duration. So it refers to those adverse effects occurring following oral or dermal administration. So root could be oral or dermal. So oral or dermal administration of a single dose of a substance. See here, we need to understand that the dose will be single or multiple doses, but multiple doses will be given within 24 hours or inhalation exposures of 4 hours. So that is acute toxicity. Next, subacute toxicity. It resembles acute toxicity except that the exposure duration is greater, that may be for several days to 1 month. Third, that is subchronic toxicity. It is a part of chronic toxicity. It is the toxic exposures repeated or spread over an intermediate time range, that is for 1 month to 3 months. Fourth, chronic toxicity. It is the exposures that is either repeated or the continuous or over a long, that is the greater period could be greater than 3 months, that is the period of time. So we can understand the basic types of toxicity or the toxic profile, that is on the basis of the administration, right? That may be for within 24 hours, from 1 month to 3 months, and the more than 3 months. So that is all about acute toxicity, subacute toxicity, subchronic toxicity, and chronic toxicity. Okay. Next is moving to the single dose acute toxicity testing. So how exactly we can test our pharmaceutical products in single dose acute toxicity study. Acute toxicity studies in animals are usually necessary for any pharmaceutical intended for human beings. Okay, so whenever we used to have a human being or we are intended to prepare those medicines for human study or human being, so prior to that we need to undergo preclinical studies with the help of animals. So it is useful in choosing the doses for repeat dose studies, providing preliminary identification of target organs of toxicity and occasionally revealing the delayed toxicity. Acute toxicity studies may also aid in the selection of starting dose for phase 1 human studies, because on the basis of the results obtained from the acute toxicity studies during preclinical studies, we can have or we can assume a single or the starting dose that could be given to the human trial during first phase of the human studies, and it may provide the information relevant to acute overdosing in humans. So what could be the dose could be lead to the overdosing that could be then fixed. Next is how exactly we can do it, that is the testing procedures. The test compound should be administered to animals to identify doses causing no adverse effects and doses causing major toxicity. The use of vehicle control groups should be considered, right? Suppose we can divide into two parts. One should have a vehicle control and next one should have a taste control. In taste we can inject or we can provide with the help of oral route of administration. In the cases of vehicle control, drug will not be given, but it may serve as a standard control. Acute toxicity studies in animals should ordinarily be conducted using two routes of drug administration. Mostly in many cases, two routes will be preferred. One could be the route intended for human administration, and second, that is intravenous administration if possible. Here, studies should be conducted in at least 2 mammalian species so that we can interrelate the results obtained from both that is rodents and the non-rodents, and further we can decide the dose. Third, what could be the observations? Animals should be observed for 14 days after pharmaceutical administration. All mortalities, clinical signs, time of onset, duration should be recorded. You can record that the number of animals may be dead, or certain other clinical signs like itching, or certain other like jumping or any other sign that may have a correlation with our priorly administered drug. Also, reversibility of toxicity should be recorded so that we can come to know that suppose on the day 1 or day 2, if animal is having itching or anyone have any specific sign which may be or which could be related with our drug, then it should be reversibility. It should show reversibility. Gross necroscopy should be performed on all animals, including those sacrificed, moribund, found dead or terminated at 14 days. See here the important parameter, that is necropsis, because with the help of necropsis we can consider the extent at which the internal organs are damaged. Clinical pathology and histopathology should be monitored at an early time and at termination. Whenever it is required, it should be followed, it should be done, so that the extent of damage it could lead to the internal organ disturbance. The toxicity studies should be designed to assess dose-response relationships and pharmacokinetics to develop the lead compound. Next, chronic toxicity studies. So previously we have studied acute toxicity, now is secondary chronic toxicity studies. It is the ability of the substance or mixture of substance to cause harmful effects over an extended period. We have already discussed definition, where we have seen that the exposure could be for more than 3 months, right? So the repeated exposure can be seen. So here usually upon repeated and continuous exposure it will lead to the chronic toxicity. The result of chronic toxicity study in animal should suggest signs or symptoms of adverse reactions to look for in a human being or man. Okay. What is the principle of toxicity studies? For that, we need to follow standard operating procedures as well as the guidelines provided from the National Institute of Health. It should be thoroughly followed for these types of studies. It should be performed by well-trained and qualified staff. This should comply with norms of good laboratory practices, and the test substances and systems should be properly characterized and standardized. Animal protection. Again, during the acute toxicity, subacute, or the toxicity studies, or that is chronic toxicity studies, one thing we should have in our mind, that is animal protection, because it is the center point of the study. Here, studies should be designed so that the maximum amount of information is obtained from the smallest number of animals. We should always look for that we can minimize the use of animals, because at last they have to suffer. To avoid causing excessive pain or tissue damage in the animals, pharmaceuticals with irritant or corrosive characteristics should not be administered in concentrations that produces severe toxicity solely from local effects. See, for animal protection there is an entire separate portion will be that is how exactly the processes will be performed, and for that the kinds of procedures will be followed from the CPCSCA, and there are so many rules and regulations, right? And further, for animal protection we can follow the OECD guidelines, that is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Organization for Economic Cooperation Development. Here, so what we have discussed today, the introduction to toxicology with brief idea. Okay, thank you very much.